What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing well. Well, there's a new show out. I don't know if you've seen it. It came on after the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And baby, do I believe it's a good show to watch. It's actually 30 minutes. And it was hilarious. You might get some hidden undertones by watching it, and you might be like second guessing it. It's actually called The Rev, and it is about a reverend named Richard Hartley who actually goes around the world and teach the choir to sing. He actually comes back to home to his original roots, which is Queens, where his mother left him the church to get it all together. And now he's trying to resurrect this church and rebuild it. Okay? And I thought this show is comedy. If you don't like to laugh and like comedy, this show is not for you. This is for people who like comedy. And also it's about the church. So if you don't like the church, it might not be for you either. And everybody on this show is freaking hilarious. They had me cracking up all the way through, from the father to the wife to the children and the people in the church as well. We have Richard, who is married to his wife, and she is not the third nor second, but the first wife, the lady of the church. And she had me cracking up. And she met her husband at 15 years old. And she had me cracking up when she said her husband is her Georgia peach. Yo, I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, what? Because when you refer Georgia peach, it normally represents a woman and not a man. I'm like, wait. I'm like, what is that? Not a Georgia peach reference for a man. I'm done. I'm done. When the wife said that, I busted out laughing. They actually have two kids. The daughter, who is 18, and her name is Judea. And she's actually the praise and worship leader of the church. And then you have the son, who is actually a full-time stay-at-home son. That had me rolling. Basically his son does nothing, but his son is actually in the church that plays the drums. So he is a musician in the church. And they say he's working on music to put out, but no one can hear it. OMG, I cannot. The purpose of being great is to let people hear your work so you can know what to improve on. Oh my God, especially your family. Because let me tell you, nobody else is going to be your worst critic than your family. They going to tell you the truth. Okay? And the father feel like all Judea does is collect degrees and put them on the wall. And that actually reminds me of Lynn from Girlfriends, because that's what she did in the show. She only went to school and collect degrees and never worked. And the father actually want her to bring in a check. Okay, I know that's right. So this family actually have two adults staying in their home. And the father wants them to get out. The mother wants them to stay. And they actually have a beautiful home by what I see. And a lot of people going to get criticism. They'll be like, oh, yeah, because that's based on people ties. That's why they can live in an affordable home. Let me tell you, people always say something about the church. I swear to you. If I were their children, I wouldn't move out either. That house was beautiful. Dottie is the chairperson of the choir. And she is glad the Reverend is back because the church has been putting her through it. Okay? So you have the Rev coming back trying to revive the choir. And during practice, everybody sounded terrible. But at the end of the day, I think the choir rehearsal was fake at the end of the day, because I believe it was to give something for TV, and everybody individually was off. And the Reverend is so hilarious that he had me cracking up. He was cracking jokes on his choir members. And when you watch this, you might get a certain vibe from the pastor. He feels music is healing to people who are in pain. So his daughter Judea actually runs an idea for him for the church. She want to do a relationship workshop, and which I believe is a good idea, for the youth of the millennials on teaching them how to date as millennials. And the pastor feel like his daughter is not qualified because she has never been in a relationship. How many of you think because somebody has never been in a relationship cannot give relationship advice? OMG. I disagree with that. The Rev is a mess. He says, if you've never been in the pool, you have not been wet. To me, that was hilarious. First of all, I like, what the hell does that mean? And that sounds something like something else. When somebody mentions pool, it's like a reference to a female. I'm just saying. I don't know where all these references coming from, but these references, they be saying me sounding kind of sexual to me. Or maybe I just have sex on my mind. I don't know. So the Rev plan is to whip the choir into shape. And he actually has the choir members outside, and he's abusing his whistle. He's blowing it. He's like, you not doing it right. You not doing this. And like, yo, the choir got fed up, okay? And they're like, I'm too old for this. And everybody walks out. And the daughter actually stays. And she like, at least I was loyal to you, daddy. I love it. Let me tell you, I love it. And I think it's something good to watch before you go to bed. So it's actually the day of the workshop. And you have Judea and her father, the Rev Richard. And Judea actually gives her advice to dating. And what they were saying was freaking hilarious to me. OMG. I was cracking up. Because Judea is giving advice to stay focused on your education and your career. I like that advice is for somebody who do not want to date. That I would not give that advice if you're trying to date. And then she says do a background check on the person you're dating. How many people believe you should do a background check on the person you're dating? I said to a certain degree. To a certain degree, you gotta do a background check. She like, you gotta check the page to see if they married, to see if they even your type, and to see if they even got children. You never know. And that is so true. Because you know how many people who are taken is dating like they single? A lot. A lot. Okay? So I do agree with that advice to a certain extent. And the father disagrees. The father the answer to not being single is cornbread. I'm sorry, it was funny to me. He if you can't make cornbread, the relationship is dead. If you cannot make cornbread, tell me that is not funny. The lines, whoever is writing the script to this is hilarious. I'm telling you. And that's not funny, that I don't know what is. That was hilarious. And I disagree with the father as well. I said anybody who says a way to a man's heart is his stomach is not true. I don't know who came up with that, but I disagree with that statement totally. Because I know a lot of people who cook clean and their man still cheat, baby. Okay? And had a baby on them as well and still stay with the man, child. Come on now. Can somebody tell me, is that statement correct? I don't care what nobody say. I don't believe that statement one at all, at all, at all. Okay? So the father says he can't relate to these kids because it's different on how he was dating. He said, we actually picked the ladies up and bought flowers. It actually met the parents in physical contact. And now today is no physical contact. It's just basically social media. Everything is social media. Yo, okay, the bed scene had me rolling. Because the wife was like, where you going with all your faces all over the place? Because the Reverend was wearing a pajama with his face all over him. And then, what shocked me is the Reverend has a male assistant paint his toenails. I like, what the hell? I like, yo, first of all, the red feet was more pedicure than mine. His legs look better than mine, first of all. I was like, what the hell? No, thank you. That was crazy. And then, like, the red had black nail polish all over his toes. I like, wow. So, his wife, Stacy, is having a conversation with him in the bed. And she like, with the choir, you have to relax and calm down. You can't be too controlling or it's not going to work. Okay? So he actually takes his advice and he is joking on how he met his wife. He is saying that his wife was in the corner waiting for him to arrive. When you let a man tell his story about how he met his wife, they gonna always say something like that. But I thought it was funny and cute. Yeah, I said it is hilarious if you want to crack up. And they actually have a conversation about his daughter dating. He's really concerned, but the mother was like, oh, she don't go chasing men. He was like, you don't have to chase a man, but you gotta put yourself out there to be noticed. I guess. Let me tell you, if a man wants you, he would do the necessary step to get you. That's just my opinion. If he not doing the necessary steps to get you, I guess he just don't want you. Period. Find somebody else and move on to the next. You heard me? He actually has a sit down with his daughter and brings her ice cream. She like, this have not been my favorite ice cream since I was 13. So he really don't even know his daughter's favorite ice cream. And he was like, how did the relationship workshop go for you? She like, yo, Dad, you was there. You came in with all glitter and took over the workshop from her. So, you already know how it went. Judea comes to the realization that she need companionship because putting your heads in the books, you get lonely. And when she find her husband, they are going to move down into the basement. I don't blame her. I said if the Asians could do it, the black people could do it too. So this is the last choir rehearsal. And he says he's going to make changes so he could be a better fit to the choir. And Dottie says, we know you want the best of us, so we're going to try too. And during the final rehearsal, they actually sounded better. Kudos to them for working on that. Because one thing I hate going to a small church and their choir is all over the place. The vocals are all over the place. It is the day of their performance. Everybody looks beautiful. They have their African Kente cloth on. Okay? They are obeying the CDC guideline. I guess this church is open because it's a small church. They sing What a Friend We Have in Jesus. And let me tell you, Richard could sing, okay? And the choir is bringing it. You understand? And he ends the show in an inspirational message. Like, there's nothing that you cannot do without Jesus Christ. I don't know how many people watch the show. Maybe I'm the only one that watched this show, but I like it. It's my type of show at the end of the day. I want to thank you. He was like, say neighbor, say to your neighbor, there's nothing that you can't do. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Say neighbor, ain't. Okay. And he ended on, say neighbor, you can do all things if you believe. I need y'all to say that to yourself. Say, neighbor, I can do all things who can believe. You heard me? Power.